We are this is the last day of January. We are going into February. So it's time to reflect. It's time to reset, and it's time to plan February 2025. So first we're going to start with the reflection. One thing that I do honestly want to say, because I didn't do a yearly reset, 2024 was rough for me. And honestly, starting with January, it has been better than last year. Comparing the 2 months, January 2024 and January 2025, January 2025 has been great, amazing. I've gotten many things done. I have actively been focusing on my happiness and putting myself first. So I am extremely happy with it. Now, I can't just say that my month has been happy and then not explain why my month has been happy. I started 2025 lighting up fireworks, being around my family, and with a concrete plan on how I was going to move throughout the month, with a couple challenges of what I wanted to do and what I wanted to accomplish. When I went into it, one of the main things for me was the fact that there was no way it was going to be I wasn't going to do everything 100%, but I moved throughout the month with that mindset that, I'm going to get every single thing done. And of course, there's that cushion. If not everything gets done, that's also okay. So not everything got done, but I am pleasantly surprised with what I did get done. I went to the beach. I went to the park. Anytime I felt super stressed, I went out to somewhere where I can be with nature, or I had a massage or a facial scheduled that I can go to and feel better. It has not been like an easy month by all means. I know I'm saying it's been amazing, but there has been challenges. When I started the month, I wanted to do 9 short films this month, because at the end of the year, it's supposed to be 100 films completed. So I'm starting a little off. I got 4 completed in January, and I'm hoping that with a more concrete structure in terms of the short films, that I can get back on track, so that I don't have like 12, 20 films to do in December when the year is over. So far so good. In terms of me not completely shutting down, or something doesn't go my way and I immediately say, well, this year is a scratch. I don't want to say last year that's what I did, because last year I was powering through until I got to April and just too many things were happening. I did not feel like anything could fix how bad things were going. And honestly, nothing really did fix it. I had some great moments at the end of last year, but it was not enough to fix what had already happened. This year, I am glad that I have that mentality that, I need to bounce back. And if I can bounce back as soon as possible, that is the best way for me to know that I'm going to be okay, or that I can handle it. So far, so good. Yes, there are challenges, but the fact that I'm bouncing back, the fact that I'm thinking through these challenges and finding different solutions, that's what matters. One thing I do want to mention in terms of challenges, I was supposed to finish my January book before I went into February, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen unless I get home and I only read the book till tomorrow. Don't know yet if that's what I'm gonna do, but pleasantly surprised with how the beginning of the year has been for me. I even did my day trip. So next month, I have another day trip planned. This month, I went to Punta Gorda, and this is where the bounce back happens. All of my footage for Punta Gorda got corrupt into like one of my hard drives, which is fine. So I found like some additional footage from Punta Gorda that I can include. Unfortunately, what that means is the video that I wanted to do like a short film for Punta Gorda, not going to happen, because I don't have enough footage for it. And all of my short films need to be more than 1 minute and 50 seconds long. But that's okay. We are moving forward. We are not sticking to one thing. We are not letting one thing take us down. So that is all for the reflection. That was my January. And I hope that every month after this will be the same, if not better than what I've been feeling this month. Yeah. So next would be, so now let's do our finances. I typically don't like sharing like my exact how much money I have or how much money is coming in through my paychecks. What I do like to do is to give you sort of a range. So what I can say is my income and my expenses were kind of neck and neck, which is not how I like it, but I kind of expected it because I'm coming from December where it was Christmas and a lot of things were happening around that time. So really this is more of a bounce back situation. And I knew this going into January that it was going to be more of a bounce back, but I am happy that I didn't spend more than that came in that month. So even if it was like neck and neck, overall, my expenses were less than my income. So that's how I like them. That's how I would like them to stay. Unfortunately, savings wise, I could only save whatever was left in my account. I don't typically like that to be the case. I would rather I have a fixed amount that I am putting towards my savings on a monthly basis, but that is something that we are working on, and it's not something that I could just snap my fingers and I have immediately. So I'm okay with how my finances ended for January 2025. Could it be better? Definitely. But honestly, I think it doesn't matter if I have like the best financial situation that I've had in ever. I will still say it can be better because we're all about growth. We're all about making it to the next level. So now that I have talked about my finances, it's time for us to get into the declutter. So it's decluttering, it's organizing, and making sure that whatever I want planned for the year, it's in my calendar. So I go in and I make sure that if it's the fact that I want a day trip every month, I find the date that is going to be available for that day trip. I have not done that yet. So the goal for February is West Palm Beach. I did Punta Gorda in January. West Palm Beach was supposed to be January, but I had to scratch it and do a place that was closer, that I can easily just plan certain things to do. West Palm Beach is going to be in February. Still haven't planned out the specifics. I have a general idea of what I'll be doing for that date and the budget that I have for that day trip. So not just with the day trip, but with everything, I put it on the calendar so that I can block off whatever time that I need for it, so that I can make sure I am doing everything that I need to do. In terms of my short films, I mentioned I had a problem with the hard drive. I'm also having a problem how I film my videos. They are coming out they're coded as they're like filming and whatnot. They're being coded into like 1 gigabyte to 3 gigabyte footage. I need that to be less because when I am editing it, it is rough, it is shaky. And when I am exporting it, it is rough, it is shaky, it takes a long time. So something needs to happen where I need to shift just how I'm doing something, just so I can be more efficient, so that I can streamline my short films, so that editing is not what's holding me up or not motivating me enough to finish a project. Yeah. So there are so many goals that I can set for the shifting of the months or whatnot, but I want to focus on those because I think those are important for me to continue moving forward and to continue succeeding in everything that I do. I know this is like a short reset, but that is because I am pushing so many content out right now, and the fact that I haven't been able to get a proper template or structure for my resets, that's why it's a bit short. Although I will say this 10 minutes versus my shorts that have been like 1 to 3 minutes, this is actually like pretty good timing. But anyways, to end my reset and going into the new month tomorrow, I want to put 2 quotes, well, 1 quote and 1 Bible verse as like kind of my month Bible verse or quote for January. And the first one is the quote, and the quote for January is, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." And that is a Chinese proverb that I've always loved hearing, and I first heard it in a movie. I can't remember the movie because I was a child, but loved it so much, kept it in my head, and haven't been able to kind of change that. And it is very fitting because in January I took a big step, and I'm hoping that I continue walking on this path and succeeding in it. Next is the Bible verse of the month. The Bible verse is "Judge not judge not that ye not be judged," or "ye be not judged." One of those. It is Matthew 7 verse 1, and it basically talks about just doing a self-evaluation, thinking of yourself before you go on and judge other people, or looking at other people's situations and immediately going to, oh well, why can't they change their situation? Why must they be this way? This is my favorite verse in the Bible, so it's fitting that I start this new thing and it's my favorite verse that I include. The reason this is my favorite verse is because I have constantly, when I go to church, I've been judged because of the clothing I wear. Even though they say, oh, God doesn't judge anyone, apparently they think that they have the right to. But anyways, that is how I'm going to end this reset, and I'm hoping that I can get more structure as we go on through the year, and as I gain more structure. I am really enjoying the year that I took off and what it has helped in and just giving me that stability, giving me that courage, just giving me a starting point, and then me growing this to what I want it to be, and also having different ideas as I go on and finding ways to incorporate it without it kind of redirecting me or stopping whatever plans I already have set. So with all being said, thank you for watching, and definitely check out my website where I am posting vlogs, all of my projects, so I published the magazine in December. So technically January 1st, I published a magazine. It's Flourish magazine. So definitely check out the first issue. And in July, I will be releasing the second issue with hopefully more improvements, because that is always the goal is to have improvements as you do something. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being part of my journey.